Hi, this is my name is April Black, and welcome back to the April Black Experience right here on the PW Hustle Zone and also on the PWC Network. Now, I do want to apologize for not being on here lately. Um, as some of y'all know, I did upload my top 10 favorite wrestlers, women wrestlers of 2021, and that was the last video I uploaded. I was planning on doing a year-end version of April Black Experience, but I ended up being getting sick, and I thought it was something completely different. It ended up being exactly what you thought it is. It's COVID, and I sucks that I had COVID. I was feeling like sick for last 2 or 3 days, and I'm still getting a little bit better now, and I'm good enough to do a video. I've been doing podcasts over the PWC, like Friday Night Carnage. I did made a run in last episode of Running Night Skirmish with Jimmy T and Chris. So you heard, they're probably already up by now, or it might be up a little bit later, depending on when you're watching this or you're listening to this. But yeah, that's how I have been on here lately, and I do apologize. But I'm back now, better. Let's talk about what all that happened past few days in wrestling on the start of 2022, because it's some pretty interesting stuff that went down this past weekend all the way till now. Start off what happened this past Saturday at the first WWE pay-per-view, or excuse me, premiere live event. They changing that now. It's no longer pay-per-views. It's premiere live events. I still get called by pay-per-views because it's fucking pay-per-views, whatever. But at day one you had a new WWE champion in Brock Lesnar. Now, you guys probably saw it before day one. There was news that broke that announced that Roman Reigns was not going to be at day one because he had COVID. He tested positive of COVID down on the day of or a couple days earlier, and wasn't going to be able to defend the championship against Brock Lesnar. So instead of having Brock Lesnar just not wrestle at day one, they add on to the Fatal 4-Way ended up being turned to the Fatal 5-Way with him, Big E, Bobby Lashley, Kevin Owens, and Seth freaking Rollins, because they added the freaking in his name. Stupid as hell. But anyway, long story short, Brock Lesnar won the championship in a sort of as a Fatal 5-Way match at day one. And he also known at the day one at the New Day Killer, because you remember 2 years ago, Brock Lesnar defeated the Kofi Kingston to become WWE champion in 8 seconds on the season premiere of SmackDown. And at day one, he pinned Big E in his over 100 days reign as WWE champion. Which Big E, kudos. I mean, Big E was a really good champion in my opinion. With the short reign he had, he was a really good champion in my opinion. I know people will probably want to say that because he was still goofy, he was still doing his stupid stick, being silly. But listen, he was going out there. He was doing the college football pre-games. He's over here introducing Tyson Fury and the Angela Wilder in the biggest boxing match of the year last year. He was everywhere, man. So, sir, he wasn't really the best WWE champion in your eyes, but he was very popular. He was really good at what he did, and for that, he got my respect. But you got Brock Lesnar on Monday Night Raw with Paul Heyman, pretty much indicating the fact that this whole thing with Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns would have been all coming to the head at day one if Roman Reigns was clear to wrestle, and Roman Reigns Paul Heyman would have been turned on him and lined back with Brock Lesnar for the start. And it was announced on Monday after the scheduled Fatal 4-Way for the number one championship to face Brock Lesnar. We get in the match we all been waiting for. Well, at least with H.R. Brown, at least. We get in Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. Now, this match has been teased. People have been dreaming about this match for years, for fucking years, and it's finally happening. Sure, it's probably gonna be another match. It's probably gonna be Brock Lesnar over strong, But the fact that this match is happening, and the fact that they made Bobby Lashley strong, yes, Bobby Lesnar at day one, having him spear him through the barricade, having him spear him in the middle of the ring, having him on her like almost tapping him out for the WWE Championship, no less. That was a good way for building up that match and see if Bobby Lashley can beat Bobby Lashley. So that was a good way for teasing that match. But look forward to see what they're gonna do with that match. Looking forward to see what they do with this whole match with Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar probably gonna be on SmackDown, and we don't know if Roman gonna be there because he's still dealing with COVID. But nonetheless, looking forward to see what happens. And next night on NXT 2.0, I hate saying that term 2.0, but it looks like it is officially the end of the Black and Gold era, as not only having William Regal being cut from WWE like yesterday, but you had Bron Breakker, aka Rex Steiner, becoming the new NXT champion after defeating Devontae Ciampa in a pretty damn good match. Bron Breakker, I hate saying that name. I mean, it's stupid. Why you have to call him Rex Breakker or Rex? Why can't you just call him by his Steiner name? I get it. It's still a little bit iffy for call him by Steiner, because all this that Scott Steiner has done in WWE, what he said about the company, I get it. But should have been Steiner. But Braun Breaker getting a win here, kind of new energy champion, pretty much solidifying the fact that the Black and Gold era is officially over. And I don't know where this leads to. Devontae Ciampa, he said that if he goes to the main roster, he's probably gonna retire. He probably gonna stay there until his contract runs out. That's what I'll do, because I don't think him and AEW, on the main roster would be a good place for him. I think he'll be eating alive down there, unless he is taken seriously as a mid Carter, like on Raw or on SmackDown. I mean, you want to take it seriously as mid Carter, cool. But is it gonna keep on? Is it gonna treat like every other NXT call-up you guys had called up in the past? The exception of Damian Priest right now, and how does his contract work out, and just how go to AEW, how go to Impact. But either way, Tommaso Ciampa, one of the greatest energy champions they had. I'm not just saying that he was one of the greatest champions they had. I look forward to see what he does from here. Now let's talk about what happened last night on AEW Dynamite, the first episode of TBS, and they're not gonna be on TNT for Wednesday nights anymore. They're still gonna be on Fridays for Rampage, and some of their special events, a la Battle of this Saturday night. But as far as Dynamite is concerned, they got their new home is officially on TBS on Wednesday nights, and it started off the TBS era. It's Heyman Page versus Bryan Danielson for the AEW World Championship, and I gotta say, it was no need for judges. It was no need for judges, because you had Paul White, you had Jerry Lynn, and you also had Mark Henry. And no disrespect towards those guys, especially Jerry Lynn being from Minnesota, represent. There was no need for them to be judges, and it was pointless. You guys made the judges be the key factor in this whole field, this whole storyline. You guys have currently, but you didn't have anyone like Eric Bischoff or Jarrett, King Omega, anyone that pretty much trying to push the field, push the storyline a little bit further. But you didn't do that. But you just had those three guys that were just hanging out backstage, being judges for nothing. Lucky enough, this match did not go to 60 minutes and end up being a little bit over 34 minutes, as Heyman Page retains over Bryan Danielson, slaying the American Dragon with a buckshot lariat, and giving him his first loss in AEW history. And I gotta say, this match was alright. It was a decent match. I was done without the blood, but people will probably won't complain about that as much, because everything's better than blood. Fuck out of here. The match itself was decent. good on him and Page for retaining the title over someone who is way out of this league when it comes to wrestling. In my opinion, him and Page not on the level not on the level with Brian Anderson or Kenny Omega, but he can hang with the best of them. I would say that right now. He may not be as good as those guys, but he can hang with those guys and have a great match with them. I would say that him and his match against King Omega, whether it be Full Gear, this past Full Gear or the Full Gear beforehand, those matches were pretty decent, and the matches he had against Brian Anderson were okay, but not wasn't really as special as it was with King Omega. But at the end of the day, Heyman Page retained the title with the Danielson, and I'm looking forward to see what happens next with Heyman Page in this title reign. Who will be the next heel? He'll be had the feud with the championship. Looking forward to it, and I'm also looking forward to see what happens with Brian Danielson. To see if we still try to go for the AEW World Championship, or we go try to the TD Championship against Cody. Either way, I do see him winning some AEW Gold in 2022. That's a fact. Speaking of facts, we made this fact on the Friday Night Carnage a couple weeks ago or last week with me and Jimmy T, and we made it clear that Jade Cargill was destined to win the TBS Championship, and by God, she did. We called it down. We called it down the middle, baby. Called it down the middle, daddy, and we knew that Jade Cargill was going to win TBS Championship, and before everybody started assuming that they just did it because the whole Big Show situation, and they just gave the belt to her because they didn't want to be labeled as racist. First of all, for all the dumbasses that were living on a rock, this tournament was made before all this shit happened, and this tournament was made for Jade Cargill since day one. We already knew that Jade Cargill was going to be the first TBS champion, and sure, you had Thunder Rosa in the tournament. We all know that Thunder Rosa is destined to be the AEW Women's Champion, not the TBS champion. We want to see Thunder Rosa dethrone Dr. Britt Baker for the AEW Women's Championship. It would be cool to see her win the championship, that championship. But at the end of the day, Jade Cargill was the one that was destined to win the champion this tournament. And for all the people that would want to see this match at the main event of the show, because it's the first episode of TBS, and they crowned the first ever TBS champion. Just look at that match, do a double take, and realize that this match sucked ass, and it was not made to be the main event of the show. I'm sorry, but this match sucked, and I'm not gonna sit on Jade Cargill as much as I'm gonna sit on Ruby Soho, because my God, you've been wrestling longer than Jade Cargill, and people think that you are the best thing ever. I never thought you were that great. I just thought you were good. But since you've been in WWE, you're trying so desperately to wrestle in that style in AEW, and you're not wrestling in the style you used to wrestle before you came to AEW. And now people like Jimmy T start to see why you're overrated. And it sucks because I used to be a fan of yours as High Lovelace. Now it's like ever since you came to AEW, I mean went to WWE, now you're in AEW. I mean, I'm sorry, but you're not that good. You're not that good, and I just wish you to get that get that W stigma out of your system and be more of your indie persona at AEW. It's just come on now. But back to Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill being the very first TBS champion, we called it on the Carnage, and I'm not even mad. I'm not. I'm not the biggest Jade Cargill fan. I do think she needs a lot of work to do, but her being the TBS champion, calling the TBS championship that bitch show, that bitch strap, it makes perfect sense, and it makes sense to have a heel be the first champion, especially you need a bigger face to go out and take down the monster heel that is Jade Cargill. And for all you motherfuckers go all for about this being a racial thing, including you, for what's the bits. I know you watch my videos. I know you search the YouTubes and see I'm talking about anything bad about AEW and how they treat the black talent. I know you do that because you watch my video about how they will had a lack of that diversity and their stunt they pulled on J. Lee Johnson, having get the first win on Black History Month last year. I know you watch my video. You comment on my video, and I gotta say, I appreciate that, but I'm not a big fan of yours because you constantly post videos about how AEW is all elite white people and constantly post videos of how they completely sit the bed on black wrestlers and pretty much making pretty damn racial jokes. And I gotta say on my channel because for one, he's not even that relevant to me. But I am gonna say this: when it comes to making videos about how AEW treats black people, you made tons of videos before, and now I think it's time for you to shut the fuck up. For me to you, shut the fuck up. Okay, we get it. But just, if you gotta make a video about this, make it a positive video. Don't make it all about racial. To talk about how there's so much snow in AEW. Like, fuck off, alright? Anyway, back to the fact of the matter. The main event of the show was Jurassic Express versus Loser Bro for the TNT for the AEW Tag Team Championships. And to no one's surprise, maybe a few people, Jurassic Express are your new Tag Team Champions of AEW after defeating the Loser Bros with Luchasaurus giving Ray Phoenix a nasty choke slam to the table, which caused Ray Phoenix a dislocated elbow. He got Cargill be out for a while, and it sucked because he was the only person that got injured last night because you got Jake Atlas, excuse me, the newest signing to AEW, suffered a knee injury during his match against Adam Cole with his tape for Rampage. They're gonna be shown this Friday on TNT. So two injuries. Hopefully that they for speed recovery. But you have Jungle Boy, the third person of the Pillars to become champion, alongside My Chemical Romance lookalike Darby Allin, him being a former TNT champion. You got the punk ass Sam Roar, who may or may not cheat on his fiance for Ty Conti. He was the TNT champion, a city TNT champion, but I digress. Now you got Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy Jack Perry, as Jay always say, Luke Perry's son, one half of the new AEW Tag Team Champions. And good on you, Jungle Boy. I may not be the biggest fan of yours. I think I may say that you suck and on the microphone and look at the hard cam, and I wanted Christian Cage to kick your ass and turn heel on you. That might happen down the road, but you deserve this. And I'm happy that you won championship at AEW, and hopefully it's a pretty damn good ring at Tag Team Champions. And I can't wait to see you drop the titles to Red Dragon. Anyway, that's all my thoughts on what all that happens in wrestling. Oh, I almost forgot about talking about Wrestle Kingdom real quick. You got Wrestle Kingdom that happened last night and night before. You have Okada back on top as the main man of New Japan, being single at night 1, being Will Ospreay at night 2, becoming the undisputed IWGP World Champion, wearing that ridiculous, ugly ass Diva Championship. Hopefully we see Naito challenge for that belt. We see Naito take the title and destroy it like he did the IC Championship years ago. We also had Will Tanahashi, the ace of the universe, becoming the second time, two-time IWGP United Champion, and defeated Kenta in a brutal no DQ match at night 2. They probably knew that Kenta was gonna be on Team Noah for night 3 of Wrestle Kingdom, and it was like, fuck you, you're giving it back to Tanahashi. But I digress on that. But you had Wookie Goto and we also see Bon Jovi being the David Tucker to become the new IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. And yeah, those are the new champions that were crowned this last few days at the start of 2022. And I gotta say, I can't really see what happens next because we got Battle of the Belts this Saturday night. We also got Hard to Kill for Impact Wrestling, so that's gonna be very interesting to see. But let me know what's your favorite moment, what's your favorite title change of 2022 so far. Let me know down below in the comments. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, tap the bell on the YouTube icon in my videos so you're watching those on YouTube. And you listen on the PVC. Make sure you listen to all the other stuff, all other shows on the PVC network. Keep on listening to our stuff, and feels good to be part of this platform. We keep on moving up in the rankings. The real needle movers in the podcast world. Myself, Jimmy T, Chris, Jeff Lemon, Kevin Panetta, Steve Pena, Jargo, Professor, Tommy Wonder, everybody in the PVC. Thank you for welcoming me in your family with open arms. I can't wait to see what happens next in 2022 and keep on moving up in the rankings of 2022 in the podcasting world. Until that time, my name is Black. I'm out. And Merry New Year.